Before we started Timion, my wife Annika and I had both been working in humanitarian aid in Sierra Leone, West Africa, and northern Iraq. Working in these places have prepared us to work in simple ways, and we realized that it's all about equipping and empowering people, because otherwise it will not be sustainable. So our focus and our vision have always been to empower people to take responsibility. Annika and I moved back to South Africa to serve people with disability. We came to the Eastern Cape because we had many friends here and knew that it's important to have people who can support us, but also because the Eastern Cape has a special big need in terms of disability. It was important for us to work alongside existing systems. So soon after we arrived, we went to the Department of Health to get advice. We started to work with government therapists to pioneer some CP clinics in the townships of Kwazakele as well as in the hospital of Uitenhage. There was a severe lack of specialized equipment for people with disability, and because of my background as an orthotist and working with wood, we decided to start producing disability equipment. In the beginning, we started simple. I bought some DIY tools from the local hardware store and we built the equipment in the garden of the place where we lived. We then took them to the clinic where we saw the children together with local therapists. 3 days a week I was producing wooden equipment. Annika was sewing to make all the software for the equipment, and then about 2 days per week we would go to visit the children in the city. We chose Timion to be the name of our organization. Timion is a Greek word that means held in honor or precious, and that's what we believe about the children that we serve. After a few months, we could find a spot where we could have our first official workshop in a small garage at Uxa in Dromedary Street. When our daughter Tehila was born in 2008, Annika reduced her involvement in the outreaches but continued to do the administration and the sewing work. In the following years, our work as Timion changed significantly. Until today, we have had more than 80 international volunteers joining us, and they have become a crucial part of Timion's operation. Up to 2009, we have worked with volunteers, but we realized that the demand, especially in the production of equipment, is just overwhelming. So in 2009, we employed our first full-time employee for the production of equipment. When Nicolas, a professional carpenter from France, joined our team as a volunteer in 2013, it was the beginning of constantly upskilling our local production staff in carpentry skills. Several professional carpenters have joined our team for some time as trainers. When we bought a second-hand CNC machine, it greatly impacted our production possibilities. We were able to make the equipment more sophisticated and efficiently. Because of the growing number of production staff, we required a bigger workspace. We moved to bigger workplaces twice, and up until our move to the Timion village, we were located in the industrial area in Lourdes Park Crescent. Our equipment has greatly improved over the years. The standing frame was one of our first pieces of equipment, and it is by far the most used equipment we make. Experiencing the growth in every area of our work, I am so grateful. I don't think we would appreciate what we have now if we didn't start humbly and small. In terms of our work with our beneficiaries, we have changed our approach over time. In the beginning, we have always seen the children at the clinics and hospitals, but we realized that home visits are a better way to get to know the families and support them more holistically. We had the desire to build relationships with the caregivers and their children. Therefore, we decided to host camps. We had our first camp in 2009 with a small group of 6 children and their caregivers from Kwanabuchla and Motherwell. Looking after the children as staff members and volunteers, getting to know them and their caregivers beyond speaking for a few minutes with them during a clinic visit, the camp was a great success and an encouragement for everyone. In the evening, we would worship and pray together, being encouraged by a message from the Bible. From that time on, camps have stayed a crucial part of our program, almost a highlight where everything comes together that is important to us. It wasn't just an encouragement for the caregivers, but for our staff as well. We could learn so much from the moms and their children. What makes camps special is that every staff member is part of the camp. So no matter whether working in the workshop or doing therapy, everyone gets the privilege to get to know the children. Since 2012, we have had occupational therapists employed doing home visits to the children. It was a milestone when we employed our first family facilitator in 2014. Timion's work has become more holistic with our counseling work, and seeing the caregivers overcome their challenges is one of the things that make me happy about our work. It is very exciting to see that the work of Timion expands into other countries as well. In 2011, we were able to share our experience with a partner organization in Herbertpur, India. We taught their carpenters how to produce disability equipment. For me, it's so encouraging to share the knowledge and all the experience that we gained over the years with other people from other places. The project in India is still producing disability equipment, and we were hosting some of their employees for upgrade training at our workshop in Jeffreys Bay. In 2016, we started doing hippotherapy, which is a therapy on the back of a horse that utilizes the natural gait and movement of the horse to provide motor and sensory input to the child. It's amazing to see the improvement in the children and the joy it brings to the mothers. In 2019, we opened Alena's Love Daycare Center in Kornebuchle Township. We are hosting 8 children with severe disabilities. We are grateful for our committed staff members who stimulate and care for the children with much love. End of 2018, we bought the land of the Timion village. It took more than 3 years to get a successful departure of the zoning, but in April 2022, we were able to begin with the construction of our workshop and offices. In the same year, we also had 3 Swiss carpenters who did their civil service with Timion. They were building our last 2 bungalows. End of March 2023, we moved out of our rented workshop in Luetzpark Crescent. We are very grateful for this new chapter of Timion. The Timion village that encompasses workshop, offices and bungalows as well as a vegetable garden gives us so many new possibilities.